Hi there folks, welcome back to the IB and Andy Fishing channel. Welcome back to day 2 of my little 2023 spring River Usk fishing adventure. I'm on a different beat today again. Like yesterday, it's one of the Winers fishing passport beats. This is a beat I haven't fished for I think 10 years, and it's just taken me about 25-30 minutes just to re-familiarise myself with the area. It's not a huge beat, this one. It's mostly dominated by a very big kind of fast salmon pool. If I do that, you can see there's a bit of a walkway down the river on one bank for the salmon anglers. It's that sort of water. And I'm hoping I can get across, find some shelter from the wind, which is due to kind of get stronger throughout the course of the day, and find some fish rising at some point, because that's what we're here for. We really want those risers. That said, early on, I think I'm going to have to use the nymphing kit. I haven't got a whole lot of use for the spiders, I don't think, in this sort of water, unless I can get across and fish lower down in this pool. So we'll do a bit of nymphing until that hatch starts, and hopefully after that, we'll be bang on to them on the March browns. Hopefully we've had a little bit of an omen. I pulled my waders out of the car to stick them on, and out of the bottom of my waders, before I could put my feet in them, crawled a March brown. So hopefully that means that there's going to be a few around today, and rather than spending too long on the other stuff, we'll get plenty of shots at rising fish. There's only one way to find out. We've got to go and have a look in this river. Oh, so how many otters are there around here? Unless that's the same otter, just following me around wherever I go. Well, I was just about to nymph this through. I'll give it 2 minutes anyway, but that's not great. I might have just seen a fish rise above me in this slack. I'll keep an eye on that, because all of a sudden I'm a lot less confident about fishing the nymphs through here. We had an otter yesterday that I think upset most of the pool where I found the rising fish in. Let's just try this seam between the 2 bits of flow. Yeah, there is a fish rising above me, so I've had one cast there. the Euro rod is going away. There's definitely a fish, and he's on those Grannom. I could pop a caddis up there. I reckon I can catch him. Okay, I'm going to try and stay out of the water, using my available cover. I'm going to wait for the fish to rise again. There are so many Grannom coming down this river, it is ridiculous. Oh, there's another fish risen further up as well, so we've got 2 potentially through here. Just going to wait for this fish to lift once more. When he does, wow, there's a fish just risen at the rod tip. Literally at the rod tip, just in front of me. I've no idea how I'm going to cover this fish without spooking it. Pop that down there, flip it up. No idea where the fly, I've got it. It's pretty good actually, that's quite close. Oh my god, there are so many flies on the water, it's very, very hard to figure out which one's mine. It's about the right same size, shape and colour. And certainly it's not the fish that I dropped in here to cover. He was a bit further up, and while I haven't seen him rise, I think I'm just going to drop a couple of casts up there anyway. I haven't seen him rise for a wee while. Actually, I say that just in time. Still using the cover behind me. This fish is further away anyway. That's probably covered him, I just have no idea which fly's mine. That's closer. Got him. Yeah, there he is. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Got him on that DHE. All it took was one good cast. I just never really covered him with the previous ones. Whoa, he's going that way. Not got dragged down a touch because we've got a bit of 6X on the end. Oh, don't like this position. Really don't want him going down there. Not a whole lot I can do about this. Probably at some point going to have to about turn and go and get him. It's a good fish. Just see if I can. I'm going to have to walk past that with the camera for the moment. Oh man. Yeah, he really wants to go down there. I'm going to have to follow him. Loads of boulders down there. He can do me in absolutely anything he wants. In fact, I think he has. Oh. No, he's not got underneath. He's not got underneath, and he's a little bit wrapped up in the tippet at the moment. He's now unwrapped. I'll go up and round this tree. And if I can get him in here, we should have a chance. Are you done? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Nice start. nymphing, schmimphing. We're going to catch them on the dries today. Early in the day, beautiful Grannom muncher, and believe it or not, of the fish I was seeing rising up there, I think that was the small one. Let's get this one back. Let's see if his big brother's further up the river. What a fish. I apologise for ruining your morning, buddy, but I'm very grateful. That is the start we were after. Okay, so I sat at the back of that pool for 10 or 15 minutes there, re-rigged because the tippet had got damaged during the fight, and just watched the pool to see what was happening. Nothing really happened until quite a lot further upstream, until literally now, and I've just got in and a fish has risen basically at my rod tip. I think it's probably too late, and I imagine he's probably a low percentage fish by now, but I'm going to have a couple of casts through there just in case. The fish came into target, it's quite a long way further up, and I was kind of making my way up to fish for him when this one has just risen here. Bad spot. Really wish I'd seen this fish before I got in the water, that's for sure. Still Grannom pouring off. Oh, there he is. Oh, it's a good fish as well. That's perfect. Come on. No. See the fly a little bit easier from this angle. There we go. Whoa, chill out, whoa. I have no idea if you guys can see any of this because I haven't even made it anywhere near as far upstream as I meant. Oh, he took that beautifully. And he's also going to go flying downstream. Absolute chaos. I really hope some of that's on the camera. There's all sorts of boulders and stuff down here. As I say, that last... Oh, it's off. That last fish really damaged the tippet under a boulder. And he has actually managed to... Yeah, he has actually managed to completely snap me off. It's not even the fish I was trying to catch. Well, that was exciting. I can't remember the last time I got genuinely beaten up by a fish to that extent. But as I say, there's lots of boulders down here. But there's not only boulders, there's bits of metal and stuff as well from where the old salmon anglers walkway was constructed. I've taken off the 6X tippet just so I can pull back a little bit harder. I can just knock that drag up a couple of clicks as well. I'm going to carry on working up here because there are still fish rising. That was a bit of a chance fish, that one. I wasn't expecting to rise a fish there. There is one still rising above me. This DHE sat a bit lower than the previous one. Oh my goodness, it is almost impossible to tell which fly is mine. There are thousands, tens of thousands of Grannom coming down here at the moment. I might actually in a minute try switching to an adult caddis with the sight post on it, just so, oh, there's a fish, just so I can see it a bit better. That covers him nicely. The other pattern I've got actually, there's a Paul Proctor full and mill caddis pattern with a foam thorax that might actually help me just see it in amongst the others. I might have to run back to the car in a minute because I've got them in the stock box. I've never seen Grannom this thick. I can tell I'm overexcited because I'm not thinking clearly. One of the last things I did before I left the car park here was put some of those Paul Proctor patterns in the fly box. And yes, I can see that much more clearly. It's still going to hang under the surface like the emerger did. It's a little bit chunkier and I can see it from a lot further away. A little bit frustrated I haven't risen this one on the inside line. He's been the consistent fish. It was the one that I got in to try and fish for. I haven't risen him yet. I sort of feel like I should have done. There was one closer to me just there. It's just risen. We'll pick him off, little one. But the one in the feed line hasn't risen yet. It's my fly. Ooh. Come on, Andy. There we go. Well, it's clearly not far off because he's eating it. You stay away from that otter, buddy. It looks like he might have had a scrape already. Okay, we'll spend a little bit more time on this guy on the inside, but I'm quite keen on going for a bit of an explore at some point as well. Still need to try and find a way across this river. I don't think the fly pattern's too far off. I mean, that fish took it absolutely no problems at all. It's just so many bugs coming down for these fish at the moment. I might actually jump out of here and just rest this up. There's not quite as much happening in this pool as there was 25 minutes ago when I first found it. Just drop a couple right up the inside just in case. Well, it's coming up to 2 hours since I actually filmed anything. And you've not missed anything, believe me. Absolutely nothing has happened. The fish turned off those Grannom. I've been up and down the beat a couple of times. I've been bashing through the islands, trying to get across to the other side. I can't. I haven't seen a single fish lift. And while I'm absolutely desperate to avoid picking up that Euro nymphing rod, I really don't think I've got any option here. This isn't going to plan, it's the reality. There are some huge areas of Grannom kind of drifting upstream, big clouds of them, but they're not on the water, and the ones that are on the water just aren't inspiring the fish at all. So if I'm going to gouge anything out of the day, I'm just going to have to be on that Euro nymphing kit. I think I'm a bit frustrated by that, because you sort of come down here hoping for the dry fly stuff, but if it's not going to happen, I've got to try and find a way of making it happen, and maybe that Euro rig's the way. So I'm going to jump in the pool that you saw me in last. As I say, it's been rested for about 2 hours, and work my way up this side stream and see what I can do. If not, given that I can't get across, there's nothing rising, none of the water downstream of me looks particularly fishy, or at least not at this height anyway. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do here. I'm a little bit stuck. Yeah, sometimes it goes to plan, sometimes it goes like it has done today. Okay, well, the last time I got into this pool to nymph it, fish started rising, so hopefully we'll get a bit more of that this time around. I'm looking at that seam over there towards the faster flowing stuff and thinking that really ought to be a honey pot. Should be loads of food coming down the edge of that. Oh, there's a fish. Okay, there's a fish. That didn't take long. It's a little splasher. It's not one of the big dogs, but we'll take it. Come on. Get you up and around. There we go. Okay. Well, it's something more than nothing, and given that I've made a cast in nearly 2 hours, I think we're going to have to take it. Another little splash of uni. Find his big mate somewhere. You know it's a tough day when you hook a fish and sound surprised by it. That is sort of what we're aiming for, Andy. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Well, I was right about where they are. They are most definitely sat in that. Most definitely sat just on the edge of that fast stuff. Keep that tip up a little bit, see if we can keep him out of the boulders. I think he's pretty much knackered himself out there on that first run. Tumbling around, not that dragged down a touch. That sensitive drag system. Ooh, tumbling again. Oh, freaking death rolling all over the rig. Come on then, same fly as well. That's the top dropper. That's so Howard Croston's green baitis. It's one of the new Fulham Mill ones. I'll put a picture of it up. A little bit bigger than the one before. We'll get in there. Okay, well, we'll just keep doing what we're doing here then. Keep working up this big thick seam and see if we can find a few more. Just at the lee of this island looks a really good area. In between two feed lines, the water's not fast. It looks really fishy. Okay, so we've moved up this little side braid area. I haven't fished so far today. Still Euro nymphing. I've dropped down to 2 flies because it's not particularly deep. This is about as much as I've got to go at the moment, to be honest, because I can't get across the river to fish the other bank. Try and keep some distance between me and the flies. I'm close to them, also kneeling down, as you can see, just to make sure that I'm not stood over the top of any fish. Okay, so we've just taken a minute there to go down a bead size on the top dropper. I'm hitting the bottom a bit too much and it's causing me problems. I particularly want to keep getting snagged up. Okay, we'll keep moving up this one. It's getting a little bit narrower, a little bit deeper. I might have to start thinking about putting some of that weight back on in a minute. And we'll see what happens. I think this will get down. I think we'll be okay. It's not deep over there. I think it's about waist deep. It's fast. Oh, there's a fish. There we go. God, there had to be one through here somewhere for me. I feel like I've fished this pretty well. Absolutely no reward. There's all sorts of stuff down there for this fish to get hung up on. I think it has. Yeah, it has. Good. Okay, is he still on? He's still on, but for how long for, I don't know. That's old fence post. I don't even know if the fish is still there. Perhaps round it under that way. He is still on. Good. It's not often that happens. No issue landing the fish, you've just got to move the fence first. Horrible position. It's not a big fish, it's another one of the splashes. It's a horrible position to play him from because he's just going to try and keep going down there, and at some point I'm going to have to say no. Just dial that dragger up a little bit, just make sure he can't get too much further down. Try and keep him close to the surface as well, I think. Goodness. Oh no, he's freaked out there. I was hoping I was going to be able to skate him across the top then. Come on. Oh, that hook's just in. Come on, Andy. Hey, okay. We're struggling for fish, but we are catching the odd one. Another little splasher out the side braid. He's had a meeting with that otter by the looks of it. Couple of scratches, but he's still fighting fit. Okay, well, that's one more in the net. We're ticking along slowly but surely, I guess. It's not quite the... Oh, hello. Not quite the fish we were hoping for, but beggars can't be choosers when it's tough like this. A couple of bits just did then. I've made the top dropper heavier again. I've put the original fly back on that heavy bead. Also, I jumped out and just checked the battery life on the cameras. And I know I've said this before, so I apologise for being a stuck record, but these camera batteries last for about an hour. I get roughly an hour's filming out of a battery. And they were just about to die, which means that in the 4 hours I've been here, I've fished for 1 hour because it's the first time I've had to change the batteries. That gives you an idea of just how much time I've spent trying to find fish, trying to find something going on, trying to figure out how to get to the other side of the river. I spent a lot of time today doing stuff other than putting flies in the water. You can spend so long at a river, but spend so little time actually getting the most out of it. Jeez, that was a hell of a take. Whee! He absolutely walloped that. What a take that was. Okay, well, we're finding a few fish as we come up here. And he's taken that top dropper that just changed, so that was a worthwhile change. God, there's all sorts of stuff to get not only the fish caught up on, but my waders snagged on here. Try and keep him off the bottom where possible. Whee! Whee! Crikey! Very impressive jumps, but I'd rather you were just in the net, to be honest. Oh, you're flipping kidding me. Hey, 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 hey. It's a horrible place to play fish, this, because you're not only having to think about the fish, but where this old salmon angler's walkway is, I assume that's what this is. There's all sorts of bits of bloody metal sticking out and wire, and it's an absolute wader graveyard, this. And I'm having to spend as much time looking where I'm putting my feet as what the fish is doing. There we go. Yeah, there are definitely a few down here for me. Definitely a few here. This one's slightly bigger than the other two that I've hooked as well, I think. I'm going to have to try and play him from the same place as before because it's the only place I can net it from. Might be a slightly bigger fish, this. He's going upstream, which is good news. Tire himself out up there. It looked a nice fish when it flanked, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's the size of the first fish we had on the dries, but he's doing a pretty good job down there. Yeah, you stay away from the edge there, matey. That's not where we're going. Getting a bit of line on him while I can. Oh, nope, he's going to take that line back off us pretty quickly. Oh, what is happening? What's going on here? Actually, that's broken, but it's broken halfway along the dropper. He's just found something down there to get me stuck on. It's a nightmare place to play fish. Boulders, metal, snags, fences. One of those days at the moment. Okay then, so we're re-rigged with the same flies. After the fish that got stuck underneath the fence post that I had to move, I did check the tippet and I couldn't find any problems with it. And I had that fish under quite high tension then for most of that fight, and it only snapped at that point. My feeling is he's probably done me on something during that fight rather than it being damage from the previous fights. Okay, still working up. There's clearly a few fish in this little side water. Find somewhere comfortable to cover this water from. A nice big seam on the inside as well now. It's a little bit enclosed and tight here. It's technical, but if this is where the fish are, this is where we've got to try and catch them. This inside seam just looks absolutely perfect. Come on, fish. There we go. Bit further across, that one. Oh, it's a nice fish as well, I think. I think that's a reasonable fish. This is going to be fun. This is going to be absolute chaos. Oh, let's see where we get to with this one. The rest of them haven't gone very well up here so far. Okay, yeah, that's a strong fish. That's a fish that's swimming upstream against the flow and absolutely tearing me a new one at the moment. I am a passenger for the time being. Right, this is very premature. Oh no, don't go downstream off me. I was just about to say very premature with the net, and I was about to grab my net, and nope, I did the right thing not grabbing the net because he is now off ski. It's a horrible place to play a fish. Ordinarily I'd say I want to pull him into this inside bank, but I've got this fence here. If he lunges for that, A, he could catch his own hook in it, or B, he could catch one of the other hooks in it, and it's just chaos. So there is nowhere good for me to play this fish. Absolutely nowhere. I think all I can do here is try my absolute level best to keep this thing off the bottom so he's not in amongst the rocks. I'm going to need a little bit of luck here. Got a bit of calm stuff just at my feet here. You guys are probably having to look through a bit of foliage off the main camera at the moment, but I've got a bit of calm stuff just on this inside bank that I think if I'm going to land him is... Ooh, off he goes again. If I'm going to land him, it's going to have to be in there. But that means now pulling him 10 yards back up against the flow of this river. It's not got a lot going for it, this. I'll do my best, but the way things have gone so far. Yeah, he's off again. Every time I get him almost close to me, he finds a bit more energy. If I thought there was a better option for me downstream of here that I could get to sensibly, I would walk downstream, but I've just got nowhere to go here. Oh no, no, no! I knew I was up against it there. Oh, it was a big fish. What's gone wrong? That's a break off. Crikey, what a day. I'll be perfectly honest, I was already planning an outro after fishing that little side stream. I thought all hope was lost and I was going to leave. I actually just texted my mate who's fishing further down the river and said that I'm probably going to get away pretty soon. And I just thought I'd just do one last walk up and down the river just to make sure. And I've come down to the very bottom end, which is a relatively flat, glassy area. And I've got fish in front of me here, and not just one either. There's multiple fish rising just in this area behind this tree. Typically the wind has shifted a little bit and it's actually blowing slightly downstream. I don't know how that's happened, but there's fish here. There are rising fish here. I'm going to sit on this for 2 minutes because I imagine me getting in the water will perhaps have just shaken it up slightly. But I'm not anticipating this taking too long before I've got something to cover. I'm pretty optimistic here that as long as I wait this out for long enough, I'm going to get a shot at a riser. We've got something to aim at. That could do. That could do. There we go. Right, that covers him nicely. There, just about there. Perfect. That was cool. Let's see what happens here. I'm not going to do too much with the reel just yet. He's going to put me on the reel before I need to start winding by the feels of it. This might be a bigger fish than I thought. Not a lot I can do for the moment. Let him tire himself out while he's upstream of me. No panic. No panic. Okay, I have no idea what the riverbed looks like down here, but it can't be anywhere near as bouldery as it was earlier. Wow, he is off. He is off. What's happened here? Grabbed by a salmon. What is happening here? I'm gonna have to go after him pretty soon. Yeah, okay. I've got so much line out, I need to close that distance up. I must have 25 yards of line out and there's not much left on the reel. Oh dear me, he's still taking line off me. Oh look, this thing in the tail or something. Can I get a bit further down towards him again? There's all sorts of bricks and rocks and stuff down here, that's what he's going for. Okay, relatively close again. I'm just going to pop the net off this time. Is he wrapped up? Have I fouled him? I wonder. It would explain the fight because I can see the fish and it's not as big as you'd expect from the scrap. Yeah, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. It's no wonder I've got no control over him. Ooh, yeah, it's in a fin. That's why. Oh, okay. Well, he's in the net. I mean, you guys saw he took the fly. I have no idea at which point that fly's come out and hit his fin. Well, that was weird. I can't really explain that, to be honest. And I wouldn't usually do a fish lift on a foul hooker, but I feel a little bit hard done by with that one, so I'm going to lift him up for the camera anyway very quickly. See what I mean? It's a lovely fish. It's nowhere near as big a fish as the fight made out, but it is a lovely brownie. No idea what happened, but he's in the net. That's all that matters. Okay, pal, that was a great fight. Thank you very much. Oh, nice and strong release. Okay, so having watched those fish rising while I was playing that one, I've walked down to the bottom of this pool and it did go a little bit quiet for a while. I didn't see a whole lot, but there is a fish that's risen down here in front of me, relatively close to where I am now, and another one that's just lifted above it as well in the last couple of minutes. These clouds of caddis are something else. There's absolutely tens of thousands of them migrating upstream. There's so much food for these fish. I've just seen this guy rise. We'll pop a couple of casts in the area. Ooh, okay, righty. Let's just give him 2 seconds to settle. That is smack on. Oh my goodness, what the hell happened there? That was so confusing. Two fish rose at exactly the same time. What are the chances of that? Oh, for goodness sake. I started to strike when I saw the rise and I was like, oh, actually that might not be my fly. Just totally flat. Oh, dearie me. Okay. Okay. I see how it goes. There we go. That hasn't taken long. That hasn't taken long at all. Oh, gosh, dang it. Fairly sure that when he ate that, he was facing me, so I tried to just hold my nerve for an extra second. I thought I'd done all right there. In truth, I was a little bit surprised when it didn't go tight. Well, I've decided to call it at that. That is one more missed dry fly take that my ego can handle at the moment. So I think that's going to do it. In truth, it is starting to wind down a little bit. These fish are rising kind of intermittently here and there, but not quite to the same level they were when I found them. What a weird day's fishing that's been. That has been absolutely bizarre. In many ways, it's gone completely opposite of what I thought was going to happen. I thought we were going to come down, Euro nymphs them out early, then we'd get the March browns and the large dark olives, and then maybe we'd have to use the nymphs at the end. And it just hasn't worked like that at all. Obviously coming down in that Grannom hatch at the start was fantastic, and I feel a little bit fortunate actually. that I noticed there was a few of those coming off yesterday. That's the reason why we had a couple more patterns in the box today, was that we realised there were plenty of Grannom coming off this river, and it's a good job I did have them in the box, because that's basically all we've thrown. In fact, that is all we've thrown. We haven't tied on an upwinged insect imitation all day, and the reality is I haven't seen a single upwinged insect today. I haven't seen a large dark olive, I haven't seen a March brown, I haven't seen any medium olives. It has just been those Grannom all day on the surface. The bit of urine nymphing I did do was actually really fun, that little side stream. Again, had I been able to cross the river, I might never have gone up that at all. And while I didn't put many fish in the net, it's a bit frustrating. I lost a couple, missed a couple. I did really enjoy that, actually. That's the kind of urine nymphing I can really get my teeth into. I've had a really long winter of just lobbing tungsten in the middle of the rivers for the Grayling, and in truth I'm not really too down with that, but that sort of thing, intricate, technical, variable depth, variable speed, that was really fun. Don't get me wrong, I wish we'd have put that bigger fish in the net, but I still really enjoyed that. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one. My ego's taken a little bit of a bashing on this trip. It's not quite going how I wanted it to. I have still got tomorrow. I'm going to try to film something tomorrow. It might not go to plan, but I'll do my best. I'm going to get away. I want to get to the pub, grab myself a pie and chips before they all close. Thank you very much for watching this. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, drop us a comment, let me know all the things that I did wrong. It'd be quite a lot. And I are going to see you guys again soon for some more fishing and stuff. Take care, folks. Bye bye.